What's up, y'all? It is Ashley sharing the good news, and this one is for my single moms. I was like, I just want to make a video because I'm a single mom, okay? And it has not been easy. And so I understand the struggle. I understand the different emotions that you feel, the different desires that you have. If you're anything like me, you desire a godly marriage, of godly family. You want a husband that will be the head and who's the priest of the home, who is praying for you, who is loving you like Christ loves the church, or loved the church. Just you want all those things, and my heart is with you on that. I have not found that yet, but I believe that all things will be beautiful in its time, right? And so I just wanted to make a quick video. I just made another video, so I was like, let me just go ahead and just make this video for the single moms, and I just want to give some advice to you, and hopefully offer you some encouragement and some love in this hard, rough time. Because you know what, I realized that there are so many single moms. There are so many single moms. I have quite a few friends who are single moms, and I have moms who are married, and even sometimes when you're in a marriage, it can feel like you're a single mom, depending on, like, say like your husband just works all the time, or your husband is just a person that kind of lets you handle the kids and all that, and they are there to pay the bills, or there's different dynamics in every relationship. And so yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give some advice to you, because you know what, I've been listening to Tony Gaskins. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but if you have not, you need to go check out his YouTube right now, and then come back to this video. But go check out Tony Gaskins, because he really gave me some encouragement from a video that I watched from him earlier this week, and it really has shifted my mindset. And and that's why I wanted to come on here and just give some advice to the single mom. And because sometimes we may think that a man may not understand what we're going through, but I am a single mom, and so I understand. And maybe I haven't been a single mom for all that long, because my daughter's getting ready to be 2, and I have been a single mom since she was 8.5, like 8 months. So so my daughter's still young, so I haven't gone through like all the different phases of life of being a single mom, right? And hopefully I won't have to, but I'm trusting in God. I am trusting in God for his will over my life, and that's the thing that I wanted to share with y'all. Our mindset has to shift, okay? Because we can idolize a marriage, we can idolize a relationship, but the person that we need to be close to and the closest with is Jesus. We need to be putting God first in all that we're doing, because the relationship, the marriage, is not a family. It's not going to make us whole. God is the only one who can make us whole. Okay. And so we need to, what I've learned, right, from Tony Gaskins, like I said, shout out to him, that we need to focus in on our will, not our will, God's will for us, for this life, our purpose. And so that's something that I've been taking notes on. That's why I'm making this video, because I started YouTube over a year ago, and then I took some time off, a long time off, and now I want to come back and just share some of the wisdom that God has given to me. And I just want to share with y'all, because again, I am a single mom. Unfortunately, this is what happens sometimes. And you know what, it's not always because of sin that you're a single mom. You could be a single mom because your husband died. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot control what happens to other people or other people's actions. If they want to leave and they don't want to come back, they don't want to be a family, whatever, there's nothing that we can personally do. We cannot drag them. We can't pull them. But you know what we can do if they are alive? We can pray for them. And God said to pray for those who use you and misuse you, abuse you, all that, hurt you. We got to pray for them. And so that's something that I do daily, literally every day since I've been a single mom, I have prayed for Nori's dad. And my prayers went from though, and it shifted this week, right? Because I'm just so, I went through an experience and I'm just like so tired of, I'm tired of even putting that as the like in the forefront of things. I need to focus in on my purpose, because you know what? When we focus on our purpose, right, and say our purpose can bring profit, that's gonna be great, right? But also, when we're literally focusing on our purpose and we're walking in our purpose, the person that we were attracted to when we weren't walking in our purpose might not be the same person that we're attracted to when we are walking in our purpose. And so we need to focus in on that, especially with my daughter being so young. I just need to focus on being a mom and focus on God first, family, my daughter, and my purpose, because that's something that I always kind of put in the back burner. It was something I thought about, and I have my master's degree in human resources, but I don't honestly feel like that's exactly my purpose. I'm not even working in that field at the moment. And so it's like I have that degree, and praise God that I was able to get a job through getting my master's and all that. But like a good job, but I don't feel like it's my purpose. I don't feel like I'm fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm walking in God's will when it comes to what I'm doing with my job. Like, it's not like I go into work and I'm like, I'm really just helping some, because my thing is, I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. That's why my bachelor's degree is in psychology. Was because I wanted to be like a counselor or a therapist type of thing, but I ended up switching because I was thinking about money, and I felt like if I went into psychology, it would be taking too long, and the job that I was at after I got my bachelor's was a job that I didn't want to be in for much longer. So I was like, okay, I need to get into something that I can start making money like immediately. And so a friend of mine at the time was like, look into human resources, because it's kind of connected to psychology, and but it's like businessy or something. And so like I looked at the degree program, and I ended up going with human resource development for my master's. And so, like I said, it provided me a good job, but it's not something that I feel fulfilled in. I'm also not working in human resources, so I'm definitely not fulfilled. So anyway, I just want to focus on what God's purpose, like what is my purpose? And so I started thinking about my gifts, and because like I said, Tony Gaskins, if you look into even I think it's Tony Gaskins Academy.com or something like that, go check out his website. And I'm excited because I'm gonna start working on things, taking courses of his, because I just enjoy him. He's funny to me, and he had like a lot of videos on like men and stuff like that. And so like that's how I got introduced to him. I actually got introduced to him from the Megan Ashley interview, and then he popped up on my feed again, and then I started listening to like his YouTube videos on men. And so then I went to like this whole thing, and I was like, I like him, he's funny. And like he, offers his wisdom about men because he's a man. So I feel like you can learn a lot from his videos. But I am now focused, because he's helped me to realize that I don't need to focus on a man. And it wasn't even like I'm focused, because I was focused on dating, and I was focused on getting my family back together. But now I've realized that it may not be in God's will, because like me having a baby out of wedlock, I feel like that's not what God would have wanted, right? But it's the decisions and sin that I was in, and that's what was produced, right? A child out of wedlock. It's just so much, and it's just like, it just wasn't the best decision. She's a blessing, and of course, it's obviously God's will for her to be here, or else she wouldn't be here. But it may not be God's will for me to be married to her dad, and that's okay. And we don't know if that's dead set, like if that's for sure or not. God will reveal that to me by the end of my life, right? Whether it happened or it didn't. So, but I'm not gonna focus on that. My prayers have switched from God, please bring my family back together, to God, your will be done in my life and your will be done in his life. And I pray for him that you would draw him towards you. I pray for his salvation. And you know what? It was crazy because on this past week, right? And I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she was like, "That's a powerful testimony." So I was like, "Let me share this with my followers on YouTube, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you." Because I feel like I'm rambling now, but that's just what I do, because I just love to talk, and so I'm talking to you like a best friend. So anyway, on this past Monday, I was expecting something. I was expecting, right? And it didn't happen. And I was so angry. I could not sleep that night, and I had to go into work the next morning. So I had to wake up like extra early and all that. And I was just frustrated that I couldn't sleep. I'm thinking about this all night, and it's like I've been wanting this for so long, and it's still not happening. And I fell, and then that made the situation worse, and it was just like so much going on. I'm trying not to give like too much information, just because it's like y'all are on YouTube. Y'all don't need to know everything. So anyway, by Tuesday morning, when I was on my way to work, I was like, I was crying, but out of like anger. I was so angry with myself. I was angry. I don't even know who I was angry at. I don't know if I was angry at God, the enemy, the person, me. I was angry at everything, but I was like, God, and I never spoke to God like this, but it's crazy because God wants us to come to him in all of our feelings, all of our emotions, right? Don't be cussing God out, right? But I was so angry, and I was like, God, you said that you will be there for me, that you will never leave me. You said that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I was bringing out all his promises, and I was like, Lord, you said this, you said that. I'm going to need you to do it right now. You said that you will strengthen me. Well, I'm going to need you to strengthen me, because I am being so weak, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being weak. I'm sick of wanting something and not getting it, and being disappointed and sad. Like I'm tired of that feeling, and I'm not saying that I'll never feel that feeling again, but you know what? It made like God. It was like God was just speaking to me, and he was there with me. He was there with me. I was like, I'm gonna need you to comfort me right now. Like you should have seen me. I was so mad. I was like borderline screaming in the car, even though I wasn't screaming, but I was just yelling, like, Lord, come be with me right now. You said that I am your child. I am your child. And so like, and it's crazy because God actually came and he was like, my will be done. Not your will, my will be done. And it made me realize that maybe this isn't in God's will. The thing that I'm desiring so much, even though it's like, no, but you said that you will give me the desires of my heart. But who said? The heart is deceitful above all things. So maybe this is not a desire from God. Maybe this is a fleshly desire. Maybe this is a desire because of society. Maybe this is a desire because of my flesh my lust speaking. And so we have to be careful about our heart. We have to be careful. We have to be careful about the things that we want from our heart, right? We have to make sure that it's in line with God's will. And you know what? It may not be in God's will, or it may not be the timing of God's will right now. And so a couple days later, I was listening to Tony Gaskins, and he was talking about purpose. And it wasn't even like a video about purpose. It was I forget what the video title was, but it encouraged me so much, y'all. I was like, he's right. I do need to be focused on my purpose. Like, what are my gifts? Because it's like, those are things that I have thought about, And like, I've tried different things, you know, like I did like the YouTube thing, which I'm still on YouTube, obviously, but I took a break for a while. But it's like, I've tried different things in my life, and but it's like, I need to focus on what exactly my gifts are, and then what am I passionate about, and then how can I marry, just like he said, marry my gifts with my passions, and maybe and make that into purpose. Like, what purpose can I get out of marrying my gifts with my passions? And so that's something I've been thinking about this week, and I am so motivated. I'm encouraged. Thank you, Tony Gaskins, for your video. I'm just thankful. I signed up for his business side of YouTube, and like, I'm starting to like take notes and starting to like just think about my gifts and my passions, and I'm like, that's what I need to focus on. Because you know what, focusing on bringing my family back together, that's not bringing me no type of peace, no joy, no nothing, because it's not happening. And you can't pull nobody, you can't pull anybody, and I'm done with that. I'm done with pulling it. And so again, God's will be done. Because guess what, if it's God's will, it will be. And so we really have to learn, as a single mom, we really have to learn that God's will be. And we have to be okay with God's will. We have to be content with God's will, no matter what our heart is saying. Because again, our heart can be deceitful. We don't even know if it's our heart speaking or not. We don't know if it's the lust of our, like the lust of the pride. What is it? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, all that. We don't know. We just don't know sometimes. So we really have to draw close to God. We have to put God first and pray and ask him, Lord, please reveal to me what my purpose is in this life. What is it that you want me to do? Do you want me to use my voice to speak to followers on YouTube? Do you want me to write a book? Do you want me to be singing? You know, there's different people who have different gifts. I wish mine was singing, but it's not. So, but yeah, so that's my advice to the single mom, is for you to put God first. Pray to him, ask him to reveal to you what your purpose is in this life. And guess what, honey? I don't even know what mine is just yet, right? But I'm going to start focusing on that, because focusing on dating and finding love and all that, because man, what? I don't know if y'all heard people say this, but the dating pool is trash. Honey, even though I'm not trash and I'm in the dating pool, I guess, but it's not worth focusing first. Let that happen, because like I said, when we're focusing on our purpose and God's will, I keep on saying our will, but it's not our will, it's God's will. I want to make that clear. God's will, not your own will, not the things that you want, because there's many things that I want, right? But again, I have to be okay with God's will. And when we put that first, I believe that love will come. I believe that God will bring a man to you who fits in, you know. And it's really scary out here right now anyway, especially with a young daughter, or just like a young child in general. You have to protect yourself, and you got to protect that child. And I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about dating right now. I'm going to focus more on finding my purpose, because I really truly believe that will bring fulfillment. That will, like, the only person that can fill the void is Jesus. And so that's one thing I've been thinking about too, is like, why do I feel like this yearning for love and all this stuff? And it's like, I feel like I'm not allowing God to fill that void, because a person is not even going to fill that void. We think that's going to fill the void. We think it's going to fill the void, but it's really not. It's really not, because people disappoint you. They're broken half the time too. And like I said in the other video that I just recorded about grace, we have to give people grace. We don't know what the enemy is whispering in their ear. We don't know what you know, it's just, there's just so much, y'all. There's so much. There's so much. Whew. And so let us, as single moms, focus on God's will. Let us focus on our gifts. And just like, because I was thinking about this morning about the parable about the talents, where there was 3 of them, and one of them was given 1, one of them was given like 3, and the other one was given 5, right? 2 of them doubled it. The one that was given 5 ended up with 10. The one who was given 3 ended up with 6. And the one who was given 1, he went and hid it in the ground because he wasn't smart. He wasn't wise. Let me say, he wasn't making wise decisions. He was thinking in a different way, thinking like, let me hold it and keep it safe because I know the master is like a hard master, and he didn't reap what he's reaping what he didn't sow. His mindset was all messed up. And God said that the master said that he was wicked. And so let us focus on God's gifts, because all of us have gifts. Right? And so I believe that if we focus on what God has already given us, we can double those. We can double them. But let's focus in. So come on this journey with me. Who knows where God's going to take this and where he's going to take me, but I'm going to focus in on my gifts. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but that's what I'm going to do. So I love y'all. I hope this video was helpful. Single moms, I love you. My heart goes out to you. I know it's hard. And some days are easier than others, but let us draw close to God, because he's the only one who can fill that void. He's the only one who can put those broken pieces back together. And he's the only one that can love us the true way that we need to be loved. And just remember, all of us are broken. We have to forgive. So forgive that man. And, if you lost a husband through like death or something like that, forgive God. Some people, hold that. They are mad at God. I'm gonna need you to forgive God. And you have to, you gotta shift your mindset. You're thinking about it all wrong. We're in a broken world. Bad things happen. Okay? So that's why we have to focus on God. God is good and he's always good. Just remember that. God is good and he's always good, and he has a plan for your life. He has a purpose and a will for your life. And all of us are made, my friend reminded me yesterday that all of us were made to worship him, to worship God. And he has his will for our life. And maybe it's not about making money, but what did Tony Gaskins, he said something about like our purpose is usually found in our pain, but also through service. Because God's will is never just about you. And sometimes we don't even see the harvest of what we're putting in, right? When I think about that, I think about my grandmother. My grandmother, she was a godly woman. And she always made sure that all of us were saved. Like, she made sure, like, we went up to the altar to get saved back when they used to do that. I don't know if they even still do that anymore. But, I mean, they do. They do, like, altar calls. But anyway, my grandmother, I don't think she got to see truly. It wasn't until her funeral when there was, everyone who came up to speak at her funeral, every single one of them said that she was a godly woman, and she would always pray for them. She was so kind, and that she made sure that they got saved, that they were saved. Like, that's one question she would ask, hey, are you saved? Are you saved? My grandma didn't play with that. And, I don't think she realized the impact of her asking that question and making sure that all her grandkids and kids were saved, right? I don't think she realized. I don't think she got to see it. She didn't get to see the harvest of all the seeds that she planted. And so maybe our purpose in this life is not to reap the harvest, right? Because all glory needs to go to God anyway. But we can be seed planters. And I read that in a book, actually. I'm reading Preston Perry's book. how to tell the truth. And he talked about how people should be okay with being seed planters. Like he believes that God is raising up people who are planting seeds. And I think that's so important. Let us be okay with planting seeds in people. And so that's why we need to pray for those people who hurt us, because they are broken, baby. They're broken. Or else they wouldn't be hurting you. Not saying that we're going to be perfect and not hurt people, but hurt people hurt people. And also, if we're hurting people on accident, right? And they tell us, like, we would be repentant towards them. We would be, we would apologize. We would try to make those things right. And so if they're not doing that, they're broken, baby. They're broken. And I'm sad that there are people like that. But we have to pray for them. And let us, just like 1 Peter 3 says, to, I forget what it says, but I was just about to say it. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult, but be on the contrary of that. Do the opposite of that. Repay evil with blessing. So let us repay evil with blessing. Let's pray for them. Let's encourage them. Let's love them. Let's, do good to them, even when they're not good to us. Because it's not about us. It's about God. And so I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. And I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was encouraging. And hopefully, God willing, I will be dropping more videos in the future. So continue to pray for me, y'all. And I love y'all so much. I love you. Bye.